This week we're going to investigate a rule of thumb about lapse rates and see if we can use some data to tell how true it really is. Welcome to another MetPy Monday. Hello, I'm John Lehman, a software engineer for Unidata. This week I wanted to investigate a rule of thumb that I've heard a lot, and I actually found some documentation for about lapse rates. And this documentation actually comes from the Federal Aviation Administration, or the FAA. And they say that the standard lapse rate is approximately 3.5 degrees Fahrenheit, or 2 degrees Celsius per 1,000 feet up to 36,000 feet. Which, those may be some weird units, degrees Celsius per 1,000 feet, but it's what we often think about here in North America. So I wanted to see if I just take the surface temperature and follow this 2 degrees Celsius per 1,000 feet rule, how close does that get me to an observed freezing level? And luckily, we've got Siphon and MetPy that can help us answer the question of how valid is this rule. So what we're going to do is get a little bit of data using Siphon, which means we're going to need to import pandas as PD. From datetime, I'm going to import datetime. From metpy.units, I'm going to import units and pandas data frame to unit arrays using tab completion there because that is quite a lot to type. And then finally from Siphon's simple web service, the Iowa State utilities, we're going to import the Iowa State upper air class. And now it's time to get some data. So I'm going to pull some data from a day or so ago. So that would be September 18th, and 0Z is fine. And let's look at the Lake Charles, Louisiana sounding. So now we'll go ahead and using that Iowa State upper air class, using the request data method, we're just going to request one sounding. We'll give it the date and the station. And we get that warning from pandas about us adding unit information, and that's okay. If we look at the head of our data frame, there we go. So we've got our sounding from Lake Charles. To actually interpolate the temperature, we want to get rid of where temperature and height are nans. So to do that, when we use drop NA, it's going to remove the unit information that we've added to pandas to this data frame. So we're going to need to save that unit information in a variable. I'm going to call it df units and assign it what is in our df.units attribute. Then I'm going to call drop NA on our data frame. And the subset that I care about is temperature and height. If we have NA for either temperature or height, we want to drop that entire row from the data frame. And then I'm going to reassign the units attribute to this data frame and put our df units data back in there. Okay, so now we've got our data frame with all of the nans in the temperature and height column dropped. I don't really care if they're nans in direction and speed. We're not using that information. So now let's convert that to unit arrays using the pandas data frame to unit arrays helper. And that's going to give us a dictionary where the key is the column name and the value is an array with units attached so we can do computations. So let's take a look at the plot of this data just to see what we've got here. And I'm going to make just a very crude XY plot. I'm not going to worry about making a skew-t for this. I'm going to import matplotlib.pyplot as plt. And making a quick dirty plot here, we're going to plot height on the x, temperature on the y. So this is again more the traditional dependent-independent variable plot, not SQT. And just to give myself a little bit of reference, I'm going to put a line horizontally at y equals 0. So this is my temperature profile, and so I can visually see roughly where my freezing level is going to be, but the chance of actually having a data point there is very slim. So we're going to have to do a little bit of interpolation. That sounds like a job for NumPy. So I'm going to import NumPy as NP. And I want to find the index in my temperature array where I'm closest to freezing, so I know where to start looking. So the closest index is going to be the argmin of the absolute value of our temperature data. So where it's closest to 0 in an absolute sense. So now I'm going to make another plot. I'm going to do a scatter plot this time. And we will plot temperature on the x. And I'm going to plot closest index minus 2, up to but not including closest index plus 2. And then we'll do the same, but we'll put height on the y. And here we've got data points surrounding where we cross the 0 degree Celsius line. So we can visually interpolate it to be just under 5,100 meters. All right, so we need to actually do a little bit of math. Over such a short distance, we're going to assume a linear mapping. We're not going to worry about that it's logarithmic with pressure or anything like that. Also, in our rule of thumb here, we're saying that we're assuming a constant lapse rate. Now, could we calculate the lapse rate using a differential? Absolutely. But again, I'm most interested in how close is the rule of thumb to what we observe. So we're going to fit a line. And I'm going to go ahead and, to save myself some typing, copy all of this from our plot. And line fitting, we've talked about in past MetPy Mondays, uses polyfit from NumPy and produces coefficients. And I want a linear fit, so I'm going to use a 1 there. But we do need to go in and put a .m after each of these to drop the units. Otherwise, polyfit will be unhappy with united arrays. So now we've got our coefficients. We can look at those and see what the slope and intercept are. But what we're really more interested in is what is the height estimate at 0. So you can use NumPy polyval, which takes the coefficients and then the value that we want to interpolate at, which is 0. From that, I'm going to attach meters because that is what we're in here. And then I'm going to put parentheses and call .2 feet because our rule that we're looking at, our rule of thumb, is in degrees Celsius per 1,000 feet. I'm going to call it height est from obs. And what is our height est from obs? Looks like about 16,600 feet. So what is our height estimate from the rule of thumb? Well, this one is pretty straightforward. Height est from rule, that's going to be the temperature at the surface, which is the 0th thing here, magnitude, divided by 2 degrees Celsius, and then we want per 1,000 feet, units dot feet. So the height estimate from the rule is 14,700 feet. So there's a little bit of difference there. How much difference? What's our error? Well, we can figure out our error very easily by saying the height estimate from the rule. I'm going to take the magnitude of this just to make it a little easier. Observations. We'll difference those. And we will divide by the truth, which is the observation, and multiply by 100. So we're off by about 11.7%. So that's a decent error. All right, well, this is one station and one sounding. Let's look at a different station. This is the beauty of programming, right? I can just go up here and change Lake Charles to somewhere else. We'll go from the southern U.S. to the northern U.S. Maybe I'll go to Bismarck. And we'll say run all cells. And we just scroll down to the bottom. And we can see that the height from observations is about 8,700 feet. The height from the rule is 10,500 feet. So this time, the rule actually estimated higher than the observations, different from last time, and we're off by about 20%. So you can imagine some cases where this might fail, though, if we've got a freezing level at the surface, for example. So we're going to need to robustify this a little bit, and then we can run it on many stations worth of data. And in fact, that's a great way to make your code more robust, is to throw a lot of real data at it, because real data, especially sounding data, is messy. And that's a topic that we'll tackle next week. I hope that you found this useful, and I'll see you on next week's MetPy Monday.